What's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. This is Bye. If you haven't watched me before, this is where we review everything that has to do with fashion, specifically footwear. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, follow me on social media. I'll give you all of those details in the description below. Let's get down to business. I finally got my hands on the Saphina sock booties by Madden. Sock booties have been such a trend for the last few years. It's not going anywhere, especially in black, which is why I was so attracted to this style, because this is such a fun version of still capturing that black colorway, but in such a more elevated, refreshing style with all this bling. This style, I had to pre-order it, so I had to wait a little bit to get my hands on it, but she's finally here. So you know I'm a crazy shoe addict, so I had to order her big sister as well. This is Sapphire. It is the thigh-high version. And oh my gosh, these styles look so amazing in person. And I have a surprise for you. Like always, I'm always keeping an eye out for my people that are on a budget, that just don't want to spend so much money on shoes but still want to look good. So of course, when I noticed that a lot of people were trying to knock this off, I went on Amazon and I found a nice little dupe for you. So let's get started with this superstar. Her name is Saphina. Again, she is a sock booty, but she's not just any sock booty. She is made up of this rhinestone mesh. It's like a fishnet. It stretches. This is the only way you can put her on. You have to literally stretch it open and stick your foot on and slip right in. There's no zipper. It is like an actual sock or little tight, whatever you want to call it. She cost $129. She is 3.5 inches tall, and the sock height is about 5.5 inches, so it's a little bit over your ankle. I think it's a very good height. It is on a pointed toe pump, but this is not just any pointed toe. It actually tapers into a little bit of a square at the very end, so it has a flat point. So that is really new. It's something that you don't see that often. I think it just adds a little bit more of a fresh element. It's not your typical pointed toe pump, which I really love. It does have this heel that is a little bit unique. It is a little bit chunky and it gives you a little bit of flare at the bottom. So this makes me really feel confident that it's going to be easy to walk in and hopefully comfortable. The great thing about this shoe is that it really is a sock on top of a shoe. So underneath this mesh, you have a counter. So you have that back piece that really holds your ankle in. In this case, it is fully covered in black microfiber, which is just a synthetic cow suede. So it's just a little black fuzzy material. Who cares if it's not real? Like, you can't even see it, but it does add that security. So you do have that extra support at your ankle. At the front, in order to give it that really nice shape, it does have a PVC underlay. So by PVC, I mean it's really just like a clear plastic. And it extends from the top of your toes all the way to right after the ball area. So it ends here. P.S. If I sound like I'm out of breath, it's because I'm 8 months pregnant and I'm freaking seriously about to pop and I just can't breathe, okay? So sorry. But anyways, back to business. This clear PVC just adds a lot to it because it really gives the illusion that you are only wearing this blinged out sock, so you can see your toes. I do like that it ends at this point because it kind of lets your foot breathe a little bit and you're just not like in a steamy plastic material that's all over your foot, so you don't have to worry about that. The great thing about these rhinestones is that they look like they're really good quality and they seem to be stretching with the mesh very nicely. They are clear rhinestones. The heel is also covered in that black microfiber and the same material extends up the back. I think this strip really gives the entire shoe the body that it needs to hold itself up. And the entire shoe ends with just this like ribbed stretch binding at the very top that keeps everything in place. It is very beautiful. It is very well made. They were very easy to put on. I literally just slipped them on. I didn't struggle with the PVC material down here. I thought maybe it was going to be a challenge, but I didn't. It was really good. When I first put them on, I did notice they were a little bit tight at the ball area here. I felt like they were just a little bit more narrow than my average shoes. But however, after walking a little bit in them, they seem to have stretched out a little bit, so they really aren't that bad. The heel height is perfect because it's not too high, so they were actually pretty comfortable. I really just love the overall fit. It didn't look like they were sagging down my leg. It looked like it fit perfectly. It really shaped out my ankle on the back very nicely. In conclusion, I think it is definitely a must buy. She has all the elements that I love. The rhinestones are just such great quality and the fit is perfect. Let's talk about her big sister, Sapphire. So she is exactly identical like Saphina. All the details are exactly the same. The only difference is that she extends all the way over your thigh. And guess what? It costs the same. It is also listed as $129. That is such a good deal because I'm just one of those people that always look to see like if there's a balance, you know, if all the components are worth the price, whatever the fit, the look, the trend. But dang, you're getting a lot of freaking rhinestones here. On a size 6, which is a size that I wear, the sock is 22 inches from the very edge and where the heel starts. I loved how they shaped out my leg. Oh my gosh, they looked so flattering. They looked really cool. They were tight enough where I could feel that they weren't gonna slide down. It does have this extra adhesive that really just holds the boot up. I just love it. I think this was freaking genius just to give us two options, a little one and a big one. If you're a fool like me, you're buying both of them. The only thing is, I am going to give you a tip in putting these on. Do not just try to like squeeze right into these. This is what you need to do. You need to fold the shaft down. This is the shaft. You fold it all the way down, 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 until it looks like this. I try to get as close as possible to the back counter. And once you're down here, you open it up as far as you can, and that just helps you slide your foot in instead of having to deal with all that excess material. Once your foot is in and secure, then you really just easily roll up your tight. It's kind of like you're wearing tights or really long socks, because that's exactly what it is. Like, I know these might be a little bit more challenging to wear than the shorter booties because they are just so long. Like if you're wearing these shoes, you're really wearing these shoes so that they can make the statement. So I would definitely pair these up with a little black dress, a little mini skirt, a leather jacket. It's just like this shoe says it all. It is just great for the holidays. It's great for Halloween. If you're gonna be something like sparkly and stuff, these are freaking awesome, and they're gonna be comfy when you go to those Halloween parties or clubs. Whatever you choose to do, I don't think this heel is gonna let us down. And as for the booty, you could probably pair those up with really cute jeans. I've seen a lot of like soft booties being styled with a little bit of a more flared out jean, boyfriend jeans. In this case, you know, keep it safe. These are very dressy styles. All the bling just demands a lot of attention, but it doesn't demand a lot of accessories. So you really can tone everything else down, let the shoe speak for itself. These are the Amazon dupes. These were only $43.59. That's right, $43. They are by a brand called Osmodo. Again, it's one of those brands that don't even put logos in their socks, so just a plain shoe that you get when it comes to branding. But there's nothing wrong with that because we're all looking at the outside. And you know what? It is very freaking close to the Steve Madden one. It is just like a few levels down where it comes to trend. Like, this is just a safe pump silhouette, which is your typical pointed toe and a stiletto. This heel height is actually 4.5 inches, so it is a lot higher. And like I said, it's a stiletto, so it's not chunky. It's not giving you that extra support, but they are sexy. They look like they have a very sexy pitch here. They are just like your typical sexy pump that you see everywhere. The sock extends a little bit higher on your leg than the Saphina style. This is about 7.5 inches. For me, I personally prefer the Saphina height more because I am petite, so I have shorter legs and I thought it was more flattering. If you have longer legs, this might work better for you. Another difference that I noticed was the rhinestones are iridescent as opposed to clear, which I love me an iridescent rhinestone. It just adds a little rainbow in every stone. It really adds a lot to a style, especially when certain lighting hits it. Like these are really going to bling out. This style is also different because unlike the Saphina only has one piece that covers your counter and then it has a separate piece that covers your toes. This style has a PVC pump underneath the entire shoe. So from the toe all the way to the back of your counter is just clear plastic. Anytime I'm going to buy a PVC pump, I make sure that there's some ventilation because it doesn't matter if you have the driest feet in the world, your feet are still going to get steamy if there are not any holes in there. Didn't see any, so that was a big red flag for me. It does have a little bit of a binding on the counter that like separates the style. So if you look closely, there's a little strip that just separates the counter piece from the front of the shoe. It's just a nice detail, but this overall is just trying to create the illusion that you really aren't wearing anything under this mesh material. The mesh material is actually not bad. It stretches. It looks like it is pretty good quality. It does end with the satin ribbed elastic, which it seems like it's going to hold up very nicely. Very similar material is being used on the back, just a shiny black strip. This, however, isn't as sturdy as the Saphina. This just kind of seems to like droop when the Saphina has a little bit more backing on the back and just kind of holds its shape nicer. Another thing is the heel. This little heel is also covered in that black synthetic cowsuede material, and it has a natural outsole. If you know me and if you've watched my previous videos, I am such a snob when it comes to outsoles. Like, why did you do a natural outsole? You should have just kept it black. Like, this style just works in all over black. I understand that some high-end shoes definitely can pull this off, but this is a $43 shoe. Just a simple color change would have really elevated this style. When I tried these on, I was so disappointed with the way the sock was holding up. It really didn't like hold the back of my leg and ankle nicely. It looked like it was just kind of a sharp angle at the back. However, by me saying that, I don't want to discourage you in ordering them because everybody has different legs. Everybody has different ankles. I wouldn't be surprised if this fits nicer on somebody else, especially if you're taller than me. I think this style does have a lot of good elements which could really be worth the price. I actually found them a lot more comfortable than the Saphinas at the ball area. However, I had to take in mind that this is a lot higher because it has a really high pitch, and I know after an hour my feet are going to be killing me. As opposed with the Saphinas, they're a little bit lower, and I know I mentioned that they weren't that comfortable at the ball area, but I know that's something I can probably wear for hours and definitely break in. In my case, this is going to be a buy only because the Steve Madden style offers so much more for me. I think $129 is an amazing price point for both styles, especially the thigh-high ones. I definitely recommend you guys checking out all of these styles that I talked about today. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you don't already, follow me on Instagram and TikTok for exclusive content. I hope that you get your blinged out sock booty soon because the holidays are coming and you know that you don't want to be wearing fuzzy socks all the time. So let's get glam. Get yourself a rhinestone sock booty. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.